now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the 6-0 podcast. I'm your host, Walker.
What up, Jordan?
That sounded like you were saying hi to yourself, but
What
okay.
up, I'm Jordan.
We're gonna try to make this one short and sweet. Got some college football, a little NFL to talk about today. I'm hungry, and my dinner is waiting for me right outside. So let's do this thing.
I'm hungry now that you mentioned it too. But all right, let's do it. So first, we're going to start off. Walker, once again, you do not know the college football playoff rankings. So
yes.
I will tell you the rankings, and we will have a live reaction. This is my favorite part of the show, high key. I love this part.
Maybe I should just,
just don't even pay.
Ever look.
Yeah, just don't look.
I'm gonna make a wild guess. Georgia won.
You are actually incorrect. No, you're correct. But we're gonna start out at 25.
Oh,
25. The Fighting JTs. Woo, Pig Suey, Arkansas.
Okay.
then we got Utah, 24.
I'm going to tell you, there's not going to be a lot of reacting until we get, it higher up. So
I thought you were going to say, SEC. But 23, UTSA, they're 9-0, ranked for the
interesting.
First time. 22, San Diego State. 21, Pitt. 20, Iowa. 19, Purdue. After their big win. 18.
They got 2 big wins this year, don't they?
Yes, and they get Ohio State this week.
Ooh.
So we got 18 Wisconsin. We got 17 Auburn. We got 16 NC State. We got 15 Ole Miss. We got 14 BYU. We got 12 Baylor. Or 13 we got Baylor. We got 12 Wake Forest. 11's Texas A&M. Then going into the top 10, we got Oklahoma State. Then we got 9 Notre Dame. Oklahoma's still at 8. So I'm going to read this part from 1 to 7 because this is where, all the talk's about right now. So 1, okay. Georgia.
Gotcha.
2, can you take a guess at 2? I want to hear your guess.
Bama.
You're correct. But I was a little surprised by that because they barely beat LSU.
Yeah.
What was up with that?
I don't know. I think
they got kind of lucky.
For sure. I mean, I think it could just, be the prestige.
I'm wondering, now I don't want to say it, but going over Bama's season, that Florida win was looking big, and now it's kind of crappy. And now they barely beat LSU. They had the Tennessee game going to the fourth quarter. They killed Ole Miss. I mean, they got that, but they need to stop messing around. So 3.
I prefer them to keep messing around, actually.
I mean, I would too, but from their perspective. 3, we got Oregon. 4, we got Ohio State.
Okay.
5 is Cincinnati.
Okay. So a little more respect for Cincinnati, right?
Which is interesting.
Were they last week?
Well,
6 or 7?
They were 6 or 7, I think. But that's also a little interesting because they barely beat Tulsa. They won by 8, and it took a goal line fumble. So I'm surprised they moved them up, honestly. Just from it just kind of makes no sense. This past week, you ranked them at 6 or 7 or whatever they were at,
right?
And then this week they barely win, and then you move them up. What? They moved up one spot.
Maybe everyone calling out the committee was getting to them.
I think so too, because they're not consistent. At least be consistent. That's my thing with the committee. They're not consistent. Put us at committee. Oh, the title of the
episode.
Yes, title of the episode. Put us on the pod.
We're already on
or whatever. We're on the pod, but put us on the pod also. But this is where the controversy starts. Well, okay. It's really crazy. 6 Michigan, 7 Michigan State.
Ooh, and Michigan State has the head-to-head, and they're both
exactly. That's why it's so stupid, because Oregon and Ohio State, you do the head-to-head. We can agree that Ohio State, if they played again, Ohio State would win. I think a lot of people can agree. Michigan State, Michigan, you're they said after the committee when they kind of explained themselves, they're we felt like Michigan was the better team. I'm like, well, how can you say that for that? They played each other 2 weeks ago. Oregon and Ohio State played each other
Right.
week 2. So that's why it's stupid.
Yeah.
Consistency. That's all I need.
Yeah. I mean, I feel the same way. It's like you said, they're kind of, you can see that they're honoring that head-to-head matchup from like way earlier in the season, and then one that just happened.
The brands. It's the brands. And I should argue, and I would say Alabama deserves to move back one spot. After barely beating crappy old LSU
Who would
at
you put it
home,
to?
I would put Oregon. Do I think that
I was about to say.
do I think they're the second best team in the country? No, but am I gonna lie? Just looking at like Alabama's season so far, like they haven't been too great, to be honest. They
would
barely
agree.
beat Florida, which is looking very sus. They lose to A&M. They kill Ole Miss, but then you barely beat LSU. The Tennessee game, like I said earlier, went into the fourth quarter. I mean, yeah,
Interesting.
but that's what I asked. Just give me consistency. Like the same thing with Cincinnati. You didn't respect them, but now the big Tulsa win over with 8 points changed your mind. And what about Notre Dame? They still
Where
only
are
have
they at?
one loss. They're at 9, but they still only have one loss, and that's to Cincinnati. They're still lurking.
I would
If
agree.
they're going to be in the mix at the end of it for that kind of like last spot or whatever. Like
Yeah.
I don't think they'll get in, but like who knows
No.
if there's a little craziness that happens, they might. Who knows?
I think there's a lot of one-loss teams right now. So I think that fight is going to be like, it's going to be tough.
Yeah. What
I
about
mean, like I
Oklahoma
said,
State,
I do feel
Oklahoma?
like I feel like Georgia can definitely afford to drop one, and I'd still like guarantee that we're in. So
You would think so, yes. But
I
you
feel
never know. All I'm saying, and if like we were to like hypothetically lose the Bama in the SEC championship and we didn't get in, the whole thing's
right.
ruined. And it's totally based on brand. You're telling me Ohio State got in without winning their conference with one loss. You're telling me Bama did too. It would be totally brand, and it would be the stupidest thing of all time. So
Agreed.
that's the reaction. I'm trying to think of any other big games. I mean, Michigan State. I not say it on the pod. I was a little sus.
I think you did.
I
You
said
did.
I said I'm gonna stick with Sparty because I'm not bold enough. But this is sus, right when they're ranked 3. Because I always feel like a top 4 team in the first rankings. It's always the most random team that loses the following week.
Right.
Like
And then, I mean, Purdue's just, the David to lots of Goliaths, you know what I mean?
well, they just have one receiver. I don't remember his name, but he went off and he did the same thing against Iowa. He was really good. Wake Forest goes down the UNC in like overtime.
Yeah.
You want to hear a fun fact? Apparently, that game didn't count as an ACC game.
Why?
Well, I guess it's because like since it's like cross divisions, kind of like similar in the SEC, they don't play each other every year. So, but they're like still a rivalry. So like they decided the years we don't play each other in conference, we're going to do it out of conference or something like that. Isn't that
That's
weird? Isn't that odd?
That is actually weird. I don't like that.
Yeah, but it's a rivalry. Like Wake, UNC, they're in the same state and everything.
Right.
So that's always interesting. What about A&M? Let me ask you this question. A&M, let's just say Bama loses one to Auburn. If Bama loses Auburn, Texas A&M wins out. Texas A&M's going to Atlanta.
Right.
So let's just say hypothetically.
I think I brought that up in the last pod too.
But let's
I was
just say
like,
hypothetically.
we shouldn't be so sure that, Bama's going to Atlanta.
Yeah. But let's just say hypothetically A&M were to beat Georgia. Is A&M in? Do they have an advantage as a 2-loss team? Because you think what both of their losses was when Calzada was like not like just got back, kind of just came in and everything. And
Who was their second loss?
they lost to Arkansas and they lost to Mississippi State on the
Gotcha.
road. But I don't know if they beat Bama and Georgia. It's like Auburn from a few years ago when they beat Bama and Georgia, who were both ranked 1 at the time. And if they beat Georgia, they would have been in the SEC championship.
I remember that.
Yeah. Ohio State barely beating Nebraska. I think I said that one might be close.
I
And I
think
was
you
right.
did too, and I didn't believe it. I thought they were gonna kill him.
So that's like Nebraska. So out of all their losses, I don't know what the record is, but the only loss that wasn't a one-score game was the Ohio State game, which was a 9-point game.
Yeah, I saw. I
Interesting.
think it was either on Twitter or Reddit, but it was something like it said like Nebraska was, I don't know, they're 3-8 or something, and it was like Nebraska's 8 plays away from being undefeated or something like
Yeah.
that. It
Yeah.
was
And
like
they
if they
played good
just
teams.
like,
They played Michigan. They played Oklahoma, played Ohio State. They just can't finish.
that's rough.
Um,
Have they had the lead in any of those games though that they lost?
I don't know. Probably.
Like, did they choke it away? Because I haven't watched.
I don't know. I wouldn't say choke away. Not at
Yeah,
least for as far as I know. Like it wasn't like I don't know competitive. I guess it was competitive.
right.
Let's see. Anything else? Not really. Oklahoma State. I mean,
Who do they play?
I don't know who they play, but if they went out, they
Like I
might be.
said, there's a lot of one-loss teams right now. It's kind of crazy. So
Ooh, breaking into the pod. Live reaction. Cincinnati, U.S. South Florida, 2-7 South Florida in the beginning of the second quarter, 7-7.
ooh.
Cincinnati needs to quit messing around.
Yeah, I think I spoke on it maybe in the last pod, but I was like, I don't know. I think all the pressure's getting to them. Like, I think they're like,
I
holy
think you
cow.
might be right.
I think
Like
they're
they
like,
feel
we
like they
could
got to
actually
blow
do
out
this.
these teams.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Last year, you know what I mean? I was kind of talking about it too. They had a great season, and like, I feel like they had some sort of fire like fueling them, you know what I mean? Like they're
Yeah.
like, they had a chip on their shoulder. This year it's like, hey, you are expected to win every single one
Yeah.
of these games.
It was
It's
kind of
like,
like since they beat Notre Dame, which was the big test. If they won that, like everyone would be like, oh, like if I told you before the year they beat Notre Dame, are they in? And they're undefeated, you would say yes. But I think maybe they're being a little lackadaisical too, maybe.
yeah,
Maybe they're just like, yeah, we got this.
no, I don't know. I think it's
It's
pressure's
kind of like
getting
the
to them.
turning point. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right.
And I
Now,
also think it's just the little man complex against everyone you're playing as well. It's like once you hit that single digit number next to your name, you're ranked in that top 7 or whatever. Like people are going to give you their best shot,
yeah,
always. Like there's nothing to lose. It's like, hey, we're expected to lose this game. So let's just go out there and
YOLO.
yeah, exactly. But it's almost sometimes that works to your advantage because you're like, I'm not afraid of losing. Like Cincinnati, I think they're just
You got nothing
afraid
to
of losing.
lose. You got nothing to lose.
Exactly. You're supposed to lose. So
All right. Let's get into the picks.
the picks.
We're going straight into the picks. First game, Michigan, Penn State, at noon, Michigan -1.5. Who you got?
I don't like Penn State that much, if I'm being honest. I'm gonna go Michigan.
I'm going with the upset. I'm going with Penn State. John Clifford's healthy. They're gonna beat Michigan.
Is that a good thing? I've only watched that guy play like twice, and he seems to throw up a lot
I
of
don't know.
what I call.
Well, he was hurt he came back too early from injury. I mean, he's okay. But they get the dub, upset, another top team falls. And the picture of the playoffs gets a little clearer.
Okay.
All right. Next one. Oklahoma versus Baylor, noon. Oklahoma -5.5. Who we got?
Oh, I like Baylor in this one.
Really? Ooh, look at you
Yeah.
going with the upset.
I am. I mean, I don't know. I think Oklahoma's not great, so
I'm
maybe
gonna.
they'll finally get exposed.
I agree. Oklahoma's not great, but I think they get the dub. I think Caleb Williams does his thing. I think. Well, look at us disagreeing over here. I think Oklahoma gets the dub though, but I'm not confident in that pick. But
No, I'm not. I'm not confident in mine either. So
like I just like I don't know how good Baylor is, but I also
neither
know
do I.
Oklahoma's sus. Like I don't know. I'll go with Oklahoma. All right, next We got our dogs. Georgia versus bitch ass Tennessee. Georgia minus 20.
Ooh. We got this.
I agree.
Always take my dogs.
UGA get the dub. 38-20. That's my prediction to score.
Ooh.
I'd say Tennessee gets like a backdoor touchdown. Someone's
Yeah.
got to sooner or later score over 14 points against us. And Tennessee, they can hit some big plays. So I say they can get the 20. But their defense is so bad though. So Stetson should do his thing.
Hopefully he doesn't have to throw. Hopefully we can just
I do think our defensive line gets to him. Their offensive line really stinks. So UGA gets it. All right. Ohio State, Purdue. Who we got here? Can Purdue pull off the trifecta?
What's the spread?
Ohio State minus 21.5.
Oh geez.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the points.
Taking Ohio State.
I think so.
I agree.
No. I said it. No,
Oh,
I'm
you're
taking
picking Purdue or the cover.
Yes.
Ooh, I'm picking Ohio State to cover.
Really?
Yeah,
Be that
they
bad?
can't do it a third time. I'm sorry. This would be a game when people are like, "Ooh, maybe," and then Ohio State just destroys them. So
I can see it, but I'm going to give them the benefit of
it's just two different talent levels.
I'm still. That's what we thought about the last game too. So I'm going to take the points. I think Purdue will keep it.
Well, how much into
within
the points?
21.
Like, do you think it's like a 10-point game, 14-point game?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying. If I had to choose, I would say it'll be less than 21.
All right. Well, this is where game day is going to be. Texas A&M at Ole Miss. Texas A&M minus 2.5. Who you got?
Ooh. Tell me who you got first.
I got A&M. They're good.
Really?
Yeah, they're figuring it out. The recruiting class is doing very good too.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same.
Yeah.
You said it's at Ole Miss though. That could swing it a little bit.
I think it'll be a good game, but I'll say A&M.
I agree. There's been a little too much dysfunction, I feel like, at Ole Miss.
Yeah, no, the A&M
a little sloppy.
Yeah, they'll handle business. All right, last game. Wake Forest, NC State. Huge game in the ACC. Who we got?
What's the spread?
-2 Wake.
I'm just going crazy today. I'm going to say NC State.
I'm going to say Wake just because of Sam Hartman.
Ooh.
But big game in the ACC. I think they're in the same division.
They lost to UNC though. Actually, they kept it close. So
who, Wake?
Yeah,
it was like a 7-point game or something. I
might want to change my vote.
Change it.
Am I allowed?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna say Wake.
All right. So before we end the college football portion, in the Jordan Stein locks of the week, I was 1 for 2. I was 1 for 2, and I shouldn't have celebrated. I should have just stuck with the one that I was more confident in, aka Kansas State minus 23.5. I was way more confident in that one. I should have just stuck with that one. I could have been on a streak. But
yeah, you shouldn't do more than one lock. I feel like it should be.
Well, that was a celebration. No, it was for celebration for getting the first one.
Gotcha.
So I'm still going to count it as a dub. But stupid USC gave up a backdoor touchdown to not cover.
So what is your lock of the week this week?
I'm glad you asked. This week's Jordan Stein lock of the week. The U -2.5 against FSU.
Nice.
Yes. Miami covers lock of the week. I'm feeling it.
All righty.
You're welcome, America.
Go make your money.
Yes. Bet the house. Right. Bet the house. If you don't get it, that sucks. But bet the house. Now let's move into the NFL, the National Football League.
All righty. So, if you made it this far, we're going to shift our topics to the NFL. Like I always say, Jordan leads the college football discussion, and I take over the NFL talk. And I usually just pick a couple games I want to highlight on, maybe some narratives that come along with them sometimes, because games themselves might not be that good. So, the first one we're going to talk about, I didn't watch this game, and I sure hope that you guys didn't either.
Unless you
The
count
Jacksonville Jaguars defeated the Buffalo Bills 9-6.
the Josh Allen Bowl.
The Josh Allen Bowl. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about. So I think ever since Josh Allen was drafted into the league, everyone wanted this game to happen. They said, what happens when Josh Allen on defense plays Josh Allen on offense? And I'm going to say it. Hey, everything we wanted to happen happened. So Jaguars Josh Allen, for those who don't know, got an interception off Josh Allen. He sacked Josh Allen and then also recovered a fumble.
A Josh Allen fumble.
That Josh Allen fumble. So, I mean, you can't ask for any more. It lived up to the hype.
It's insanity. I was watching Red Zone and Scott Hansen was freaking out on the sack. And then the interception happened. He started freaking out. And then the fumble recovery happened. He was freaking out. It was actually pretty insane. Like, what are the chances of that? Like the sack was crazy enough.
That's what I'm saying. Like everyone just wanted this to happen, and it exceeded the hype. Okay. So,
yeah, but with that talking about the actual game, that's gotta be one of the biggest upsets in NFL history, to be honest.
Yeah, it was really nasty. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like I said, I didn't watch it, but like that. The Jacksonville Jaguars defense just completely locked up the Bills offense, which is crazy because that's obviously the best part of their team. The Bills I consider to be a top team in the AFC, and I have no clue what happened. It's really any given Sunday. I'm pretty sure the NFL Twitter changed their bio to any given Sunday after that win because I have no clue. You can't explain it. It's just.
And with kind of like that being said, like any given Sunday, that's why it's the stupidest talk of all time when people say, oh, can national championship college football team defeat the worst team in the NFL? No, that's exactly why. It'll never happen.
No, God, no.
Never.
This is a separate tangent. If you ever really want to get me going, you see me at a bar somewhere and you're like,
I hate
that's Walker. That guy is the host of one of the hosts of the 6-0 podcast. And you really want to make me mad, come up to me and tell me like Ohio State could beat the Browns or something like that. That used to be talk, especially when Browns were like 0-16. I can't even listen to you. No, you are so stupid.
It's honestly the worst take. And
if the same thing with Alabama could beat the Jaguars, you're so stupid. You realize I've heard it's the rule of 1%. It's like 1% of high school players go on to play college, and 1% of those college players go on to make an NFL roster. It's like real crazy. Or let alone be a starter. I think it's 1% stay on an NFL roster for more than like 2 years or something like that, which is wild. Like, the players on the NFL team, the players on their practice squad, honestly, and the backups were still like the best players on their team in college. You know what I mean? And I'm like, it drives me crazy. And these are grown men, by the way. Yeah. College kids are whatever. They're 18 to 23, something like that. You're playing against grown men. You're playing against 30-year-olds.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
It's the worst.
It wouldn't even be close. Now, I don't know. I was like, you could argue like, could Alabama or someone or like prime Alabama score on the Jaguars? Maybe.
Yeah, okay, potentially. Yeah,
exactly.
Maybe.
I'm like, I'll give it to them. I think they could probably score, but they would never beat them. Anyway, sorry, ran over. We're done with that game. That game was terrible, but good win for the Jags, I guess. I don't really know what they're doing down there or what's.
They're a disaster. Ship them off to London.
They have a lot of money. I mean, I feel like somehow you got to get people to buy in. I feel like with the Jags, you're going to have to just like sign like 10 free agents in free agency and just try to be like, hey, everyone come to the Jags. Like, that's the only way they're going to win. Anyway, another game I wanted to talk about. Patriots Panthers. Okay. Patriots beat the Panthers 24-6. Me and Jordan were talking about this. I've been a Sam Darnold stan for a long time. Okay. I think after this game, it's over.
I
I'm sorry.
agree. I agree.
I'm done defending him. Sam
Yeah.
Darnold's bad, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't do it anymore.
Yep.
I can't defend him.
Yep. I
That's my
agree.
biggest takeaway.
I
And
agree.
also, I don't know how the Panthers started real good, didn't they? They were 3-0 or 4-0 or something,
Yeah.
and they've lost like
Then
5.
Christian McCaffrey got hurt and all went to shit. And then when he
That
came back,
offense
Sammy
looks,
D still wasn't better.
remember that offense, like the first, if you remember, like the first 2-3 weeks of the NFL, their offense like looked really good, and everyone
Yes,
thought it
and
was
DJ
weird.
Moore with a baller, and now he sucks. But they
Yeah.
signed Cam.
Yeah, that's good news or
Yeah, I
crazy
like
news.
it. I like it. I like
And
it.
it also kind of revolves both teams,
He
Patriots and
might
the
be the
Panthers.
starter for the rest of the year, honestly.
I think so. Why wouldn't he be?
Yeah, no,
I mean,
I like.
Sam Darnold's hurt.
Yeah, like you
He
said,
fractured his
I'm a man.
scapula.
Yeah, I'm a man that can admit when I'm wrong. I was totally wrong. He just that pick 6 he threw was the stupidest throw I've ever seen in my life. Like I would think, like when he was on the Jets, I'm like, oh, he just made that stupid throw because he like had to make a play because the Jets are so bad or something like that.
Right.
The Panthers have some weapons. Robbie Anderson's like fast. DJ Moore,
Robbie Anderson, DJ
from
Moore. They got
promise.
Chuba Hubbard, Christian McCaffrey.
Their line isn't too good, but like
Yeah.
maybe he just needs a really good line. I don't know.
But enough about the Panthers. Conversely, Patriots, they're sitting here right now at 5-4. And I know, like we've talked about it before, I don't know how far their like super conservative style is going to get them. You know what I mean? They play like good lockdown, tough defense, and they do the Tom Brady offense, which is just power run and short dink and dunk passes. But like it kind of works. It just depends. It's weird. But anyway, Patriots sitting at 5-4, and they're kind of like they're stringing some wins together. I feel like they're looking all right. And it makes me wonder.
They could easily get a 7 seed.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There are 7 spots in the playoffs. I mean, like, I think they could get in. And not only could they get in, like I
don't think
their style of offense works better.
Their style of offense can have them beat everybody. Because if it goes well and they got a run game going, they can beat I'm just making up a team, but Packers and Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers on the other side and on the sideline.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I mean, their game plan, is that like it's ball control. I almost call it the Super Bowl offense. Because every single time you get in the Super Bowl, you know what I mean? The teams play differently. They play super conservative, and you want ball control the whole time. I feel like they're always playing Super Bowl offense, and I agree. I don't know. They could do something.
Yeah, I think they could.
I don't think they're fantastic,
and especially in a division with like the
players.
Jets and the Dolphins too. Like
exactly,
there's some dubs that you should get.
I agree. Well, that being said, I don't know. I don't know what to think of the Patriots, but I just wanted to raise a little exclamation point. Like, what's going on here? Like, hey, don't count them out. They're not bad.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see. We're gonna skip over Broncos, Cowboys. I don't even know what happened there.
Oh yeah, I know. Oh, wow. Cowboys were like looking like Super Bowl contenders, and then all of a sudden
get blown out.
A disaster. It was kind of hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know. That's about all I have to say about that, though.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Let's see. Looking through, we have Ravens beating Vikings in overtime. I didn't really want to touch on that one. That's just typical Vikings, typical Ravens. I was about to say that's typical Ravens is a whatever Lamar comeback win, and also typical Vikings. Kirk Cousins always puts up good stats and then loses. So we have the worst game of the week. The Dolphins and Texans also don't even want to talk about that.
That was the first time 2 1-7 teams played each other. Fun fact. That game reached the hype. That game was shit.
That's disgusting. Chargers squeaking by the Eagles, which is a little sus.
Looking good. But yeah, Chargers. David said he was hitting the panic button if the Chargers lost that one. And I asked him, I said, well, they barely won. How do you feel? He's like, you know what, good win on the road, all this kind of stuff. I'm like, I'm still kind of sus. The Eagles are.
I'm gonna
He's like,
say the
he's like, the Eagles are not as bad as their record. I'm like, ooh.
No, I definitely agree. And I know okay, well, they played the Lions last week, but they put up like 44. I mean, I feel like they've been playing decent. They also gave the Chiefs a good fight, remember?
If that's saying much.
Yeah. But speaking of the Chiefs, we're gonna move on to that one. Chiefs Packers. Chiefs beat the Packers 13-7 in a big old stinker. Both teams just kind of sucked. First time we get to see Jordan Love play. Wasn't amazing.
No. And that's something I wanted to mention too. It would have been one thing if Jordan Love like had one crazy throw. You're like, you know what? I see something, right? Like I see some potential there. He had zero. He was just absolutely terrible. Like where was in that game where you thought, okay, maybe, like maybe I see the talent, right? Like I see why the Packers would trade up for him.
I feel like
or pick him in general.
I feel like that's
I
when
saw
Trey
nothing.
Lance. When Trey Lance comes on the field, I'm always like, he has like 2 or 3 bad plays, and then he'll just like make one crazy throw.
Same thing with Justin Fields. How about Justin Fields on Monday night? He was terrible in the first half, and he was brilliant in the second half.
Yeah,
So,
I was gonna get to that one later last, but I guess we can skip to it. Well, actually,
I just want to say something about the Chiefs real quick. They're not good.
No, I don't know what happened.
No, I don't know. I don't know what's going on either. They got all the same players.
No, that's what I talked about it with the Eagles too. So the Eagles won the Super Bowl. The year after they won the Super Bowl, they had all the same guys. They were terrible. Or they weren't terrible, but they were doing this.
Then they get a playoff win. Then they beat the Falcons.
That was the year they won the Super Bowl. Unless they did it 2 years in a row. I don't remember.
I think they might have. I don't know.
The year they won the Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure we kept it.
You might be right. You might be right. Actually,
we kept it real close in Philadelphia. It came down to the
right.
last
That was the
play,
year. That was the year after the Falcons.
And then Matt Ryan overthrew Julio by a mile, and I was like, that. It was so obvious, by the way, that we were going to Julio.
Can you blame him for that one? I would have done the same thing. I would be like, playoff on the line. I'm throwing in the best receiver in the game, or arguably.
Do we want to talk about the Aaron Rodgers situation? Because
we're getting a little political on the pod.
Shouldn't be political.
I know.
But Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I guess he claims he didn't lie about his vaccination status. He said he was immunized, and they essentially let him do whatever he wanted. Like
they're there to Rodgers.
Vaccinated. Also, there's all the things with the fines right now. People are in uproar about it because he got fined $15,000 for basically not doing any of the COVID protocols for this entire season. And then CeeDee Lamb gets fined $20,000 for not tucking in his jersey on Sunday. And everyone was like, how are those even like, I don't know. NFL fines make no sense. Anyway, but it's almost like, I don't know. I don't want to say it's strategic. Sometimes I feel like Aaron Rodgers is just like, he's the puppet master. Because it's almost like, I'm going to sit out this game and you're going to watch Jordan Love play. And then you're going to realize
you got a conspiracy going.
I do have a conspiracy.
I thought you weren't into conspiracies.
I'm not. I'm just saying it makes you think. Because it's kind of like, hey, this all might happen. And then you're like, holy crap, hey, that guy's not great. We need Aaron.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe that's what he just wants you to think. Because I don't think Aaron Rodgers cares if they lose. You know what I mean? Like,
probably
if they lose a game and he's not playing, I don't think he cares.
No.
Not at all. He doesn't care if the Packers win. Unless, I mean, he cares if he's good and if his team wins, if he's there. But yeah, I don't think he cares that they lost that game. Also, I want to talk about, I heard I didn't watch this game either. Yeah, it looks like the Packers kicker, who is this? That is not Mason Crosby. Or is it? Oh yeah, it is. It has a spelling error on the stat sheet. It says M. Cassidy for some reason. Anyway, it says he was 0 for 2 on field goals. So I think he got one of them blocked, actually. But that being said, I mean, that would have tied the game at least. So kicking game, I mean, the Chiefs were close to blowing that one, and it was easily winnable.
Yeah, Chiefs they're just not good.
I still don't know what's up with them. We've been talking about it for weeks, and I'm like, I don't understand it. It's one of those things. Like I said, it was like when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and then they returned literally all their players, and they were just bad. It's unexplainable. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. Ooh, I also wanted to talk about next game, the Cardinals and the 49ers. Cardinals without Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins. 31-17 over basically the fully healthy other than like Raheem Mostert 49ers. I think it's almost no one's calling out
Matt, we
Shanahan.
talked. I feel like we talked about this in a previous.
I talked about it last week, and I
Yeah,
said even
about
though they
Kyle
won,
Shanahan, maybe. Ooh,
I said even though they won last week, I remember calling them out and being like, "You just played the Bears or somebody. Like you should have killed them."
Yeah,
I was like, I don't know what's happening. I mean, are the Cardinals that good? Are they that well coached? Or is it's starting to look like Shanahan's a
I don't
little
know. Colt McCoy was
fraudulent.
the quarterback, so I'm gonna say the 49ers are pretty bad.
He went 22 of 26 for 250 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, it's definitely 49ers are not good. The Kyle Shanahan experience. They started off really well, but
I
looking a
agree.
little looking a little sus. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. And like I said, they don't have any first round picks because they traded up for Trey Lance. So you're kind of in limbo right now.
Yeah,
Bless you.
I remember seeing a YouTube comment also with the highlights of the game. So it's like nothing's better than, oh, where are you? You're frozen. For the YouTube crowd out there, Walker is currently frozen. Walker. We're texting him 6 fam. Up there you are.
Oh, I'm back.
You're frozen. You were frozen.
No, I know. I could hear you. You were frozen on my screen. Oh,
Oh,
at
wow.
least we're still alive.
We're back.
But
But what
maybe
I'm
that's a
saying,
sign we need to wrap this up. I only
yes,
have a
but
couple more points.
yeah, someone commented. They said, "Nothing's better than sucking and not even having a first round pick."
Yes, exactly. Or not having one for the next 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I don't even know. I feel like they were trying to almost do the same thing that the Rams are doing. You know what I mean? Where it's like, hey,
yeah,
you don't have any draft picks, but you spent them all on good players. Like you got
yeah.
Jalen Ramsey and I don't even know, Von Miller.
Aaron Donald, Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp.
Exactly. That's what you spent your first round picks on, which is like, okay, but it's like, who did they get? They got Trey Lance, which is, I mean, it could work out great, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Next game, I did want to talk about people are hyping up the Rams a lot, okay? They just lost 28-16 to the Titans. Did we all just forget that? And Matt Stafford did not
yeah,
play.
with the Derrick Henry list.
But I'm saying with exactly Derrick Henry list Titans, I think they were they in SoFi? No.
Yeah, I thought they were.
Oh, they might be. I just know Rams are wearing white in the pictures. Anyway, I feel like Rams are getting a lot of hype right now. This is Odell Beckham, by the way, just signed what yesterday with the Rams, and everyone's like, Rams winning the Super Bowl, and I'm like, excuse me, you just lost by what 12, 14 points to the Titans without Derrick Henry. So I guess I don't know. Explain to me that one.
Yeah,
I think the Titans are good. So
yeah. I mean, you gotta
it kind of
respect. You gotta respect it. And I think what I say, Ryan Tannehill had to step up, and I think he had a pretty good game. So
yeah, it's funny. The
defense looked
Titans are
pretty good. You got pick six. I mean, yeah, I mean
Titans are
they're looking good
Titans are 7-2 right now, and one of their
in the
losses.
AFC South.
Do what?
In the AFC South too. So they got that one locked up.
Oh yeah, I mean they're 7-2, and one of their losses is to the Jets, which is just weird. But
Yes, I forgot about
I
that.
mean, any given Sunday, that could also be the title.
I like that.
But that being said, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to point out that after the Odell Beckham signing, everyone was like, Rams guaranteed to win the Super Bowl. They're winning it all. And I'm like, guys, you literally just lost
I don't
to
know.
a team without Derrick Henry.
Hey, Odell thing is
Like
basically
I
the
Titans,
replacement of
they're good,
Deshaun
but
Jackson.
still.
Yeah, they should be.
And then
They're my Super Bowl favorite right now. Still, I'm not too worried about it.
yeah, I mean, I would agree. It's just let's pump the brakes just a little bit, guys. Then again, Von Miller hasn't played yet, and neither has Odell. So, okay, last game, Steelers, Bears. Steelers have a big lead, and like kind of Jordan hinted at earlier, Justin Fields, started kind of rallying, and I think it was the first real sign. Like, obviously, when you throw in a rookie quarterback with a not so amazing roster, or at least offense, I should say, I don't know, your results aren't going to be amazing anyway. But I think that game, even in a loss, even though, they took the lead right at the end and then Steelers kicked a field goal, whatever, I do think the end of that game made me think like Bears fans at least should feel like we got one. I think we have a quarterback.
Finally.
That
Yeah.
was good stuff.
Yeah. No, I agree. He was fantastic. And he looked terrible in the first half. He was completely awful, but he balled out the second half. One thing I want to mention too about that game, that taunting call was terrible.
Oh yeah.
That was awful. That was the
ref.
We got to get rid of this.
The ref literally hit checked the dude and then threw the flag.
We got to get rid of this taunting rule.
Hopefully it's one of those 1 year things. I feel like
I don't think so. Well, we got stupid Mike Tomlin. Of course, Mike Tomlin's saying this because it helped his team win. But he's like, we need that. Oh, no. We don't want to see the kids seeing this kind of shit. Shut up in the game.
Yeah, that was a rough one. That was one of the worst ones I've seen.
Yeah, it was terrible. I'm done with it. And I want to say this too, because that has to do with your background. That roughing the passer yesterday on Lamar, worst roughing the passer call of all time. Did you see it?
Yeah, no, I didn't actually. I did see this play. If you guys can see my screen, that was a good play, even though it didn't count.
He's just like, you know what?
Lyman just caught the ball, and
we're 1-7, or we're 2-7. Why not? I don't care that it doesn't count.
That was crazy though, and he flipped over and lifted that ball up.
Yeah. What a moment.
What a guy. He just
one of the great plays that don't count.
Yep. I heard it was gonna. Never mind. I heard it was gonna be up there with that. Remember that lineman on the Patriots who took that?
The onside.
Yeah, and he took that kick like
or the squib.
Almost. He took it down to like the 5-yard line or something. But they were talking about this being up there with like, I don't know, big man highlights. And I was like, well, it didn't count, but I guess it was kind of cool. But yeah, sorry, we're recording this on a Friday. Yes. It's Friday, right? Yeah. So yeah, we are. The Thursday night game has already been played, even though we're talking about last week's stuff.
I just wanted to mention that.
Yes. Anyway, but almost died. That's all I have. If you guys made it this far, I want you to comment. Oh geez, Raising Cane's in the comments.
Ooh, okay, yeah, there you go. I need some Cane's. I haven't had Cane's in a minute.
Yeah, same. It's been a while.
I need to get some. Go to the Charleston Southern game. Let's go.
We'll see.
Yes. All right. Follow, subscribe, give us a like, follow us on Instagram, which I've been lacking in posting. I apologize, 60 Podcast. I've been lacking on the Instagram post, but Instagram post tonight is happening.
How many followers are we up to on YouTube? Because
I have no idea.
We're about to have to do a 10 subscriber special, guys.
Oh, yes, we have to.
We have to do a special episode. Hold on.
Let's see. I'm curious.
How many we up to?
We got 8.
We're at 8.
It's coming.
Let's make some burner accounts.
We should.
To make our 10 subscribers.
Our Urban Meyer one has 26 views.
We're bringing in the big numbers.
They only got 2 views from last week. What the hell? I thought that was a good episode.
I'm not going to lie. I don't even think I watched ours from last week, so I could give us the third view. Anyway, as I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, I'm starving. We just made some chili. It's been cooking. Oh,
we got chili too.
Yeah, and the pressure cooker. My chili's better.
Let's go. For some reason, there's no beans in it, though. Because David
Oh,
doesn't like beans.
that's like hot dog chili. That doesn't
Yeah.
count,
Yeah, like what is
which
that?
is fine. Let's just talk about it for one more second. If you got chili on a hot dog, I don't care if they're beans. It doesn't need beans, actually. I almost prefer it without beans if it's on a hot dog.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not on a hot dog and you're eating it with a spoon in a bowl, gotta have beans in it, boy.
I agree. I agree.
How do you not like beans? They don't taste like anything.
I don't know, maybe they just upset his stomach. I don't have no idea. He loves it so much, but it's worth the risk. He loves chili so much, but he always has to go to the bathroom.
Gotcha.
All
If you
right.
made it this far, comment chili.
We're just gonna be having so many
Comment
comments.
beans.
Raising Cane's and chili.
Comment what chili does to your digestive system, please, in full detail, if you made it this far.
Yes.
That
All
being
right.
said, signing off. See you next week.
Peace out.